Hey guys, so at this point it's obvious I still haven't gotten everything figured out. I'm still working in the same room, I'm still doing the same as I was in the last video I made. But I'm gonna make do with it, I'm gonna work with what I got. So, this time there's a show called Alderamin on the Sky. Now, I likely said that way wrong, but I suck at pronouncing things, so we're just gonna leave it at that. So, it's a military show, and I'm really not a fan of military shows. They bore me for the most part. But what really interested me in this show is the tactics that they used. It wasn't just the normal military I'm going to charge. It was actually using tactics that you would see in actual wars. So it was a kind of a different spin than most military animes that I had actually seen. So I actually did enjoy it. So it's basically before most of the technology we have now, but there's guns, and a lot of them are like special guns that use like magic and stuff sometimes to work. So it's kind of cool that way, where if you use your natural affinity to, say, air, you would be a really good sniper, in which they do have a whole sniping legion, which was really also kind of cool, because it's not only focusing on the snipers, but it's not focusing only on everybody else too. Kind of gives you a little bit of it all. So basically, at the beginning they're on this boat, they're on a ship, and a big storm comes in, and they get thrown off, a whole bunch of them. So what they do is this one little girl falls off, and they're all in a lifeboat. They've managed to get in a lifeboat, but this girl has not. So our main character dives in to go and get her. Turns out she's a princess and he saved her life. So yeah, that is where our story starts. They end up in enemy territory. The lifeboat drifts them ashore in enemy territory, and because of that, it turns into a whole battle of the wills, battle of the minds kind of thing, as they try not to get caught. They do become soldiers because they saved the princess. The king makes them soldiers, and it is totally against the main character's will. He just wants to be lazy. He wants to be a scholar in the library and literally not have to do anything for the rest of his life, which is totally against being in the military, so he is not pleased. So he's lazy as hell, but he's got the best tactical mind that has been seen in a while in these lands, which is part of the reason why they actually made it out of enemy territory rather than being caught. So again, there's a lot of battles. This is them preparing for war, actually going into war, and because of that, there's so many battles. There's actual blood spatter, there are tactics, they're defeating people, and they also get defeated, which again is not often shown in a lot of shows. It's, yay, we're the victor, we're not going to lose. But in this one is, yeah, we had a victory, but we also lost. And because of that, it brings into a whole new realm, basically. So it turns into the unsleeping general versus the lazy general when they get into this one big war. It's the guy who seems as if he never sleeps and has a really good tactical mind from the other kingdom, and our main character, the lazy general who just wants to get everything done, but will not sacrifice the lives of his men. So you find out a lot about the characters with very little flashbacks, which is not seen again very often, especially in war shows. You see, oh, the traumatic past. No, you find out a lot about them in real life, in what's actually happening, and that gives you more of a sense of character for them, rather than just a whole bunch of flashbacks to their childhood. I mean, there are some flashbacks to the childhood to get to know relationships better and everything, but for the most part, it's just what you know now, what's going on now, and they tell you the story as if it was now, which kind of drew me in as well, because it's a little bit different. So basically what happens is these people aren't supposed to be living at the front lines, but they get sent there by this one guy, I think it was like a corporal or something, that is totally against them. Totally against them, wants them all killed. So he keeps sending them to the front lines, which will, again, get them killed because of how bad it is up there. But I mean, there's this one thing, everything he has to be logical. The main character wants everything to be logical, everything he does is for logic, which is what has everybody bitching on episode 10. So what he does is he goes into the prisoner of war tent, basically, and spoilers if you don't want to hear it, cuts off a finger. Cuts off his pinky in 2 chops. And it's because of an old ritual of the prisoner of war's, basically their beliefs and how to remedy the situation, because he knew the leader from his childhood and he needed their help. So he was trying to fix the situation that had occurred. Basically, it was a really kind of shitty ending. I don't want to say it was a really bad ending, but it was kind of a what the fuck ending. I mean, the princess wants him basically to lose the war that he has been fighting so hard for up until this point. She calls him aside and basically goes, oh yeah, you're gonna lose the war for me, right? Because that's what she expects for some reason. That doesn't get explained. It's an ending that you kind of have to read the manga to understand what's going to happen, to know what's going on. And I haven't read it yet. I've been really busy, so I haven't had the chance. And I kind of rage quit at the end of this. It was only 12 episodes long, and because of it, I got really, really mad. And I just decided I wasn't going to read the manga because what was that ending, really? On a more positive note, though, I mean, the princess looks amazing in regal wear. And in her actual royal wear, and it was, oh, she was beautiful. And it shows it a couple of times, but it really, really shows it in the last episode, right near the end. And she looks beautiful. I mean, you see her in a lot of military uniforms because she joined the academy with them. But when she actually gets all decked out into her actual regal wear, she is beautiful. Like, one of the prettiest characters I've seen in a while. And while I haven't seen a lot of the newer shows yet, I haven't had the time or the internet to do so. It was really good, and she was pretty. And I think that's about all I have to say for this show, other than I really enjoyed it, even though it was a military anime, which I don't really enjoy usually. Yeah, I'd probably watch it again. I'll talk to you guys in a bit.